Welcome back to this edition of Along the Rock, brought to you by the Radar Free Press. I'm your host, Nathan Stahr, and with me today I have Heather Dauen of Rock River Hospice and Home. Welcome. Thank you for coming up to the studio today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and today you're up here to talk to us about the 36th annual Hospice Festival of Trees. So this event is one of Rock River Hospice's largest fundraiser event. And can you give us a little bit of information about the history and why it was started?
Sure. This is our 36th year with it, as you mentioned, and it is not our original idea. There have been other Festival of Trees in other cities, and when I looked, it seemed like it dated back to mostly like the 80s, but ours started in 1989, and at that time, the very first one was at the Sterling Coliseum. And there were only 2 employees there at the time. Everyone else was volunteer. So it was largely organized by volunteers, and it was something that they wanted to do to bring something fun to the community and also raise awareness and funds for our cause at the same time.
Oh, wow. So I'm assuming that it does quite a bit and is very helpful for hospice to kind of help with.
Yes, it's our largest fundraiser of the year. Oh, yeah. So. Well,
that's awesome. So, so I see that this event is at a different location. I know in the past it's been out at Northland Mall. And as we were talking before we started, you reminded me that that's not the only location. Most people associate it with the mall, but it's actually been quite a few places. But can you tell us about some of the other locations it's been at and then where it's going to be at this year?
Sure. So as I mentioned, the very first one I was told was at Sterling Coliseum. I know it's been at the mall for quite a few years. And then there was one year during COVID where it was downtown, kind of scattered around. And then Woodlawn Arts Academy. And I remember going with my grandmother as a child to what was the old LA Club in the East End where I think Kenny's is at now. So we're moving it to the McCormick Event Center, and we're really excited about that. There's been so many great events going on down by the riverfront that Rock Falls and others have been putting on, and they've been very well attended. So we're hoping to have a good response to the change. And then one of the really nice things about this location is that in the past we have had our gala event off-site, but this year we can have it's going to be a premiere party, not a formal gala, but we can have that right there on site. So it's going to give people an opportunity to come and have a first look at the trees and the holiday decorations and all of the things that we have to offer, including VIP shopping at the country store. So whereas that was always off-site somewhere else, now it's going to be all in one location. So.
Oh, nice. So if anyone hasn't been to one of the festival trees in the past, what can they kind of be prepared for if they come to this one?
Yeah, so we have probably close to 100 trees total. Fewer large ones, maybe about 25 large trees. And then there are school trees, which last year we had about 20 different schools, and they decorate trees. And then it's kind of fun because the schools get to raise funds by having people pay to vote for their tree. So then the class or group that gets to the highest amount raised gets to have some sort of prize, which I think is still to be determined by our volunteer. But those ones are about 4 foot tall. And then we have our friendship trees that are in the 3 foot range. And those can get really fun and creative from different groups that decorate them. And there were, I think, about 40 last year. So then also we have some wonderful volunteers that do table settings. And the table settings have been getting really fun. They've been sometimes non-conventional. Like I think it was last year, I remember like a kid's workshop or workbench and little like toy tools and something like that. So sometimes they're not just standard.
Not Christmassy type stuff.
Yeah, not always fancy place settings. But exactly. And then of course our country store, which has been around almost since it started. And that volunteer has been doing it for a very long time, and she does a wonderful job, and she has a great group that help her with preparing and planning that. So at the store, you'll find baked goods, bake sale is actually a really popular hit there. Those baked goods fly out of there.
Oh yeah, food's very important around this area.
Yes. And then she has a lot of home decor of different types, ornaments, Christmas textiles, winter accents for the home, stocking stuffers, all kinds of things in her store. And she has changed her hours to match ours so that in the past, some people had stopped at the festival and that store wasn't open at that time, but this time it will be open while the festival's open.
Oh, that's
so,
good.
Yeah, and vice versa, that we are matching their hours, you know. So if people went to the store, the festival will be open too. So.
Oh wow, well that's good. So we mentioned that it's at the McCormick Event Center this year in Rock Falls, but can you give us the dates for the event and the hours that it will be available?
Yes, the dates are running from Sunday, November 9th through Saturday, November 15th, and they will be daily 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. So both the country store and the festival will be open. So if you stop by any time during that time frame, we'll be there, both of us. And then there are various groups that we have lined up for entertainment. So for example, that very first opening day, Sunday, there are 3 different church groups. One's a bell choir, one is new vocal blend gospel group, and a harvest time choir, I believe. And so if you stop out Sunday, you could see, you know, various musical groups. And then we have Wednesday morning, a event sponsored by the Citadel of Sterling that's coffee and treats for seniors, and a musical group, the String Along, and they play dulcimer instruments. So apparently that's a big hit.
Okay.
I have not seen them, but I'm looking forward to seeing it. So then Saturday morning, the last day of the festival, the 15th, from 11 to 1, we're going to have an opportunity for people to come and take their own pictures with Santa and have a nice backdrop.
Oh, nice.
And we'll have some children's activities, and the CEO class has said they're going to come and put on an activity. I'm not sure of all the details.
Okay.
So, but people should follow us on Facebook, and we have created a Facebook event. Okay. And as everything continues to get solidified with the entertainment, they can see all that information there.
Okay, well, excellent. Well, you beat me to it. I was going to ask you about that. So.
And there are some craft classes in the works too.
Oh, okay.
Snowman paint party, and Lundstrom's had a winter porch pot class last year that was popular, and I believe they're going to be doing that again. We're finalizing the details, and a couple of other things too.
So not only you're going to see the creativity of various people with their tree designs, but you can also
participate
in the creativity.
Yes.
So, well, it's awesome. Well, Heather, thanks for coming up and letting us know about this year's event, and we'll be looking forward to checking it out.
Thanks, and I just want to add that this support from the community is just huge. We wouldn't be able to put this on at all without all the support from sponsors, donors, you know, just various donations, the entertainers that come and put things on. Also, it's just fun community feeling to get that many people together and work on a project all together, and it's really a reflection of the community, the event. Also, one note too, I mentioned that premiere party is a separate ticketed event on Saturday, November 8th, and that's from 4 to 7, and hors d'oeuvres will be provided, and there'll be exclusive silent auctions and live auctions, and our fun fan favorite dessert auction will be there too. So the information about purchasing tickets for that event are on our website also, and Facebook, and but the rest of the week is free admission. Of course, donations are always welcome, but that Saturday event, I wanted to make sure people knew about the change, is the only one that is a charge to come to.
Yeah. And again, you mentioned the dessert auction. Those are huge in this area. I can't, it always amazes me of how much money dessert auctions will bring to organizations. So.
Yes, and we've got a couple of new businesses that are participating this time, and one told me they're going to theme it to the Sparkling Spruces theme of the premiere party, so I can't wait to see it.
All right, that's awesome. All right, well, we want to also thank our production staff as well as our viewers. Don't forget that the Radar Free Press is free, so we do look forward to your likes, shares, comments, and even your subscriptions to help keep us going. And if you'd like to view more videos like this, check out theradar.online.